Governor Gavin Newsom is getting involved in the race to replace him.
Yeah, Democrats are fighting after the California Democratic Party chairman basically suggested that some of the lower polling candidates get out of the race. KCRA 3 political director Ashley Zavala here with us right now with an update on how all this is going.
Well, is it democracy in action or a divided Democratic Party? The lower polling candidates are blatantly rejecting that request from California's Democratic Party chairman. As we reported yesterday, the chairman, Rusty Hicks, in an open letter told candidates that if they don't have a viable path, don't file the paperwork to run. And Governor Gavin Newsom agrees with him. Those lower polling candidates defying party leaders today. Former State Controller Betty Yee, former Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra, San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan, and former LA Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa officially filed to run today. They all posted about it on social media. State Superintendent of Public Instruction, who you see on your screen, Tony Thurmond, he filed yesterday. Thurmond accused party leaders of only wanting all white candidates to stay in the race. The candidates he's referring to are the frontrunners, Congressman Eric Swalwell, billionaire Tom Steyer, and former Congresswoman Katie Porter. But there is a concern that because there are so many Democrats in this race and because of California's system that allows the top two candidates in the primary election to advance, regardless of political party, Democrats could be locked out of the governor's race in November, and voters would have to choose between two Republicans. Current Governor Gavin Newsom signaling he might step in.
And I don't really process it because there's just, at this moment in history, with all the peril and promise that marks this moment, for California, the most un-Trump state in America, to have a Republican Trumper running, there is no margin for error. Yeah. This is a moment for real self-reflection. Is it about you, or is it about me, or is it about all of us? And the stakes couldn't be higher. And so all I'll say is choose wisely.
Now, the governor also said yesterday, quote, "I'm not putting my thumb on anything at the moment, but there may be a moment in the next few months," end quote. But candidates, again, as we saw today, pushing back, ultimately wanting the people to decide.
Well, it says something that these two Republicans right now are, in the latest poll we saw, number 1 and number 3. I know it's within the margin of error for all top 5 candidates, but people are thinking about a change. But of all that going on, what are the chances of winding up with two Republicans? Right,
and the chances have actually significantly jumped over the last week as of just a few minutes ago. According to election expert Paul Mitchell's modeling data tool called Top Two Twins, the chances of two Republicans being on the ballot in November are at 28%. The two Republicans, again, polling relatively well right now, are Riverside Sheriff Chad Bianco and former Fox News commentator Steve Hilton. This is a pretty wild situation, and Governor Gavin Newsom even said, I understand why Jerry Brown kind of stayed out of everything. Yeah. He wanted to, too. Even as of Monday, the governor was like, I don't talk about the governor's race. I'm not going to do that. But we really saw a shift within the last 24 hours.
Well, they call it the jungle primary, and
that's what this is.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Ashley.